Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Beers In with your technically proficient host, Roy.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for.
I don't see it yet.
I'm waiting for Dave to get me
there we go.
the chat link and the viewing link. All right, good. We got. This isn't the stream yet, everybody.
All right. Let me mute this shit.
It's the only way I know how to do it.
All right.
Okay.
This doesn't count. This doesn't matter at all.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, there's a couple people here.
Get ready for much entertainment. Oh.
Okay.
Lacey's not here, man.
There's a watch link.
Okay. Parsnip, can you tweet that out?
Yep.
There we go.
You tweet it out and I'll retweet it. That's what we'll do here.
And here is the pop-out chat. There you go.
Okay, thank you very much, Lee. Okay, hang on, guys. Slight problem. I've got it in. It's in my tab. What the fuck am I doing?
No.
How do I get it so it's separate?
You had this problem last time too.
Oh. Open a new window. Okay, guys, I know what I'm doing. I got this. All right.
Seriously don't.
You seriously don't.
Can we all just stop bullying me? Would that be okay?
I'd not to.
Blah. Okay, I got it. I got it minimized. Got it to the side now. And all I need to do now is quickly tweet out the link, not twint out the link. Where's your Twitter? Someone link me to Snippo's Twitter.
I just tweeted it and I tagged you in it, so
No
you should
worries.
get that.
Oh, okay, good. So, sorry, guys.
Welcome
This is
to
a Two
the
Beers In.
most entertaining intro to a stream ever.
Or lack thereof.
I know.
Why?
I'm not feeling great, so I'm not can't run this shit like I
When do I?
normally cover for you.
We all know I'm the best at running this shit. Okay, I'm good to go. Hello, everybody, for a second time. Welcome to Two Beers In. We're cashing in on some second-hand drama at the moment. We've got Celestial Parsnip, say hi.
Hello.
And we have Days Dead.
Stop.
Days Dead's a bit ill, everybody. And we also have
Feel better.
Ali.
Guys.
Hello.
We also have Ali.
Say hi, Ali.
She said hi.
I said hello.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Can you guys?
You're all deaf.
I was like,
So,
I already
all right.
did.
This is, I don't want
You
very
want
much.
to fight about it? I'm in a fighting mood, apparently.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't listen. I don't want very much
wrestling.
laughter. I don't want very much laughter in the stream because it's a very serious stream. It's about DOXING. Okay. Stop laughing at.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So you were just on the Kumite, right, with Tonka, and apparently that was that a bit of a shit show?
It was a bit of a shit show, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a bloke out there called. Is he called Devin or Tevin? What was he called?
Tevin.
Is he called Tevin? Okay.
T.
With the T.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So who is this guy, and what happened? Shoot, shoot, guys.
So basically, it's just this random on Twitter that I met through someone, or he followed me, or who the fuck knows.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Randomly crossed paths. Okay. You're an okay girl. Let's be friends. Fantastic. And then I disagreed with him about booby streamers, which is apparently a no-go.
Okay. Well, what
Like,
did he say
What was
about
his
booby
opinion on
streamers?
them? Yeah.
So his opinion was that they had no place on Twitch because there's children on there.
Now, a lot of people would
And
beg
I
to
was like-
differ with that.
They're all children.
I mean, what I said is I looked into Twitch. It's a 13 and up. If it's I mean, I don't know if it's topless or bikinis or whatever. It's nothing you're not going to see in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, they can't
So
even
if
do nudity. It's like just like cleavage, basically. You could get banned for cleavage on Twitch, but it still happens all the time. But technically, it's not supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, which is fine. And like, if you wanted, and I said, if you want to report the accounts, report the accounts. But my opinion is, if somebody wants to do that, then they have every right to do it. I mean, if you can make money by shaking your ass, then go for it. I'm not going to tell a stripper that they can't strip. I'm not going to tell a prostitute that they can't prostitute if they're in a legal county for it. Like, good for them. It does not affect my life.
Was
Don't care.
his argument more of like an ethics thing with booby streamers in general, or was it more about like Twitch's sort of terms and conditions and that they shouldn't specifically just be allowed on Twitch?
It was more about losing viewership to booby streamers.
Oh, so he's jelly.
So he's making the argument that he worked really hard on his stream or account or whatever, I don't know, channel, and that he felt like they were taking away from his audience. And I was like, look, if you are worth a shit, people come watch you. It doesn't, I mean, that's just how that works,
Yeah.
Like,
it's not the same audience. People who are going to watch gameplay don't watch the booby streamers for gameplay. Like, it's a different sort of market. It's not like they have better tits than, I mean, they probably do have better tits than him, but it's not like he's in the tit market. Like, if he was competing.
I mean, it's a it's a totally different market, but like, he was frustrated and upset or whatever. So he basically what he had said was, he's like, of course you're going to defend them because that's what you do. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck off. You're an annoying cunt.
Wait, hang on. Let's either clear your name or condemn you here. Do you booby stream in any form?
No, I mean,
For me, at least.
Well, there you go. I mean, my YouTube channel, I started off filming my face, and then, so I have Asperger's, so it's really difficult for me to look at a camera. I don't like it. It makes me nervous. Yeah, and the reason for it was I have large tits, and my friends make fun of me, and I was like, I don't know, this is really hard. Maybe I should just stop doing it or give it up or whatever. And they're like, why don't you just film your tits? It'll be funny. We'll watch it. And I'm like, what's the difference? Like, I don't, as long as I don't have to look at the camera, it probably won't freak me out. And then after I was able to get an editor, now I just throw photos in there, and I'll put like a picture of like me in a bikini or something, just to like interspersed. Okay. So like, I mean, I wouldn't, but like when I stream, it's a picture of my face. Obviously this is no cleavage. Yeah. That's a skeleton shirt. So I mean, I do it to have fun. I don't actually do it for money. I think I have like 100 subs or some shit. Like, whatever. It's fun for me. It's an outlet for me. I enjoy it. As far as like doing it, I mean, and if that's what he wants to say, that's fine. But that's not an argument, and that's why it was annoying.
So you don't actually booby stream then, right? You're not sort of sat there on camera in a bikini even when you do videos. You just have like a still image of some boobs. Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it just depends.
Of that too, like in videos where I have a low cut shirt, and obviously I'm doing it for a reason. I'm not an idiot.
Right.
Like, it gives you way more views, but people get irate about it sometimes. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a big deal, and that comment wasn't a big deal to me. And the reason literally what I said to him was, I was like, fuck off, you're an annoying cunt. Because it was just annoying. I'm like, you're obviously irritated about this. It's annoying. Nobody wants to listen to it.
It was getting very annoying.
I made an argument. You didn't want to respond to the argument because you were losing, because most people were like, it's really not that big of a deal. If you work hard and you keep working on growing your channel, like, you're going to be in a completely different genre from titty streamers. It's not going to matter. And, he did that to try to take a dig at me, and I was just like, this is fucking annoying. Like,
yeah, sure.
No, I mean, I guess in text it reads differently, and you could think, he called it a spurg out. He said that I was totally autistic. To me, I was just like...
It's all in the perception.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you're just fucking annoying. Like, just stop. Like, you're annoying me. So then he booted me out of a group chat, which is someone's group chat who I hang out with in real life. And so I just posted on Twitter. I was like, this is what happens when you call someone an annoying cunt. And he went and dragged this out for like a month. You know, like, hey, please talk to me. I blocked him. I was like, look, I told him 4 times, please leave me alone. I don't want to deal with this. I said my piece. I'm over it. There it is. It's out there. You can read it. Anybody can read it. Whatever. I don't care. But it's out there. That's my piece. That's what I said. Leave me alone. Go away. And then he came back with another account, which I guess he said was to fuck with me, which... Okay. But the only thing that I said to him there was, leave me alone. Go away. I don't want to talk to you. And then it was just constantly like, in my friend's DMs, why is Allie talking shit about me behind my back? I'm like, that's not what I do. If I'm going to talk shit, it's going to be out in public. I think that's pretty obvious, since that's what I did. I wasn't like, oh, let me go behind your back and say, like, oh, you're a piece of shit for doing this. I went straight out to the public, and I said, this is what happens when.
Yeah.
How you choose to deal with that is how you choose to deal with it. But I'm not about to go run around in other people's DMs and be like, you know, help me with this guy. I need some help. He's a jerk.
Yeah, so that's how this whole
That'll
thing
will
got
itself out.
started. And then
Right.
how did, like, all the other people get roped into it?
Because he was DMing them about me. And those were people that I hang out with.
Okay.
So they're like, what is this? And I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. Not a big deal.
So did you kind of know this? Did you kind of know this guy then? If he was like DMing people that like and hang out with you, was there some sort of...
Yeah, we were friends. I mean, as far as I knew, we were friends before this whole like booby streamer thing. And then he's like, you know, you're a fucking idiot and you're ignorant and I hate you and da-da-da. And I was just like, because I disagree with you about booby streamer. Okay.
Yeah. So it takes a terribly dark turn at some point, though, right? It stops just being an argument, and it treads serious sort of code of ethics, internet violations when it comes to the doxing.
Where did that come up?
Well, at some point, it was never just about the booby streamers incident. There's several threads that intertwine.
Yeah.
And we talked a bit about that on the stream. But there were other reasons why we were a little bit skeptical of Tevin and his behavior, I guess. So several of us began talking about it, sharing our experiences or observations. And I'd gotten wind from other people who were not in that group that who claimed that he had doxed them in some form. It wasn't a major dox, but thinking name at least and whereabouts. So I brought this information to the group chat, and it got leaked. And Tevin decides to confront myself and another by tagging us in a public tweet, instead of coming to us and
asking.
Yeah. Apparently, I didn't follow him back, so he couldn't DM me. I didn't know that at the time, apparently.
Yeah. Like, could have just said, hey, Celestial Parsnip, DM me.
No. So when he did that, I wasn't...
I mean, but he's a kid, though. Like, he's
how old is he?
He's like 19 or 20. So, I mean, like, I get it. And I also get that I did that to him, too. So he was probably trying to return fire, but wrong people. Like, if you wanted to return fire, then come at me, and that's totally different. And I'm a big girl. I can handle myself. Like, Not a big deal.
Did he?
But
So
I think it's just being young, you know.
yeah. So what kind of like information did he have on any of you? Then did he have any information on you guys?
Not on us personally.
No. Okay.
So I heard on the Kumite that like he found someone's Instagram. Is that what the supposed dox was, or?
No, that was more of a threatening to dox.
Like threatening to show their Instagram?
It was a personal Instagram that was linked to a personal Facebook.
Yeah.
Like that nobody should have known about. And
yeah,
certainly
I have a personal Instagram linked to a personal Facebook that's like my real full name and everything.
Yeah.
And somebody threatened to put it out there. I think it was a dick move. But
it was just,
it wouldn't be doxing because it's there.
No, it was the context. It appeared really creepy for him to say that he had access to that Instagram at that particular time.
It does sound like a threat of some sort.
Yeah.
And
which is how she took it, and what I actually said was low-key threatening to dox someone. I didn't say that he did dox someone. And I think he felt like I was accusing him of actually doxing someone, which what I got from this person was, I'm really scared that this person has all my information. And I was like, dingus, don't put your shit out if you don't want it out. But
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
There was another one where someone I know claimed that he had passed on their information to a third party. But since we can't prove that, and the person who claimed that wanted to stay in the background, then you know it was unprovable, and yeah. But the thing is, all of this was supposed to be private.
Yeah.
He took it public.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest issue I had with it. It's just, you know, it's not shit you do on public Twitter.
We kind of all know your history with doxing, Parsnip. I mean, you.
Yes,
Jason. You come on street. Yeah, you just throw my name out willy nilly.
Yeah.
You're involved in a lot of trouble. So I have to question you in all this.
I am definitely suspect. I cannot lie. Yeah.
Well, like then going back to the Kumite, like, and again, you have to remember that he's a kid. I mean, all right, yes, legal adult, but very young. We all made stupid decisions when we were that age. He was mad and he didn't want me to talk over him, and he was like, "You just keep interrupting me. If that's what you do, then I'm going to release this information if you don't shut up right now." So it's like shit like that don't do it. Like, if somebody tells you something personal about themselves, that should be confidential and personal. It shouldn't be something that you throw around as a threat. But he's a kid. He's young. So you get hot-headed when you're young and throw stuff like that around, and that's why I said what I said. I said you're low-key threatening to dox people, and that's not okay. Like, you can't just, you told me something or I found something out about you, so now because I'm pissed at you in this moment, I'm going to threaten to tell everybody about it. I mean,
yeah.
So he said it was
ridiculous.
fucking with his like sponsors and shit on what, his Twitch?
I guess.
Did you ruin his life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ruined his life. That's what I do. I ruin lives.
So Buttercup and now this guy?
Yeah.
I know, right? I was like, oh no, it's 2.0.
You life ruiner.
Everyone's gonna hate me forever.
Yeah.
She's gone off the deep
for like a day, and that wasn't even me. I had nothing to do with that.
I accept the responsibility.
I refuse to accept responsibility for that one.
Hang on, were you two a thing when I when I said something bad about you on the stream, right?
No, I don't
not
think
at that
so.
time.
Yeah, oh, you weren't. Okay.
You're safe. You're safe for now.
I wondered. I was like, well, I was thinking that you probably were because I didn't know. Like you, like I found out tonight that you two were like a fucking. And then I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because
I was just I was sticking up for a friend. And this friend has quite a large beard, and he vapes and is a total faggot. But I thought if he keeps going on the way he's going to get his balls crushed in a vice. So I thought I'd just appear in his DMs, just slide on in there, and warn him not to fuck with Ali. Otherwise, he's going to get a titanium rod shoved so far up his anus.
Fucking parsnip trying to run me out of town over it. I'm like, what's going on? Well, I don't understand.
He was just worried I'd be too attracted to you, that I wouldn't look at him anymore.
Who could be attracted?
No.
I mean, she's obviously interested in you only for the vapes, dude.
Yes, that's
just
what it
vapes.
is. I'm just around to vape. That's what I do.
So hang on. I do kind of want to bring this up because, so you like, I don't know. Whenever I hear about you, Ali, you're usually involved in some sort of drama. Why does this keep happening?
I mean, how many times is this? 1, 2?
They're the only times I've ever heard about this. And it's been fairly like not that quick succession, but within like a month or two. Like,
only because it was like what that Buttercup shit was in August. She told me to choke on dicks, and I was like, "Fuck you," and then she went into everybody and cried in DMs because, like you do, and and then this kid. So like, majority of my Twitter is like shit posting, and like making fun of AIDS.
Okay.
But like, I mean, if somebody's gonna come at me or whatever, I don't really care. I know a couple of other people had a problem because they said something and I was like, you guys are being dicks, and they're like, you're a bitch and you're a bully, and I'm like, you guys said mean things to me first. Oh, all right.
So this isn't like your online life. It doesn't go from like drama to drama, like constantly.
I mean, it feels like it does, but not usually. I mean, it's pretty uncommon of a thing. Because, like, if you think about it, like, I have 2,000 followers, right? I interact with most of them, pretty regularly, or at least the ones that I interact with regularly. I don't typically have a problem. And so, like, every now and then you run into somebody who's just, like, a fucking dick, and you're like, I'm an asshole. You're a dick. We're not going to get along. Shit's going to happen. The problem that I have is, like, I try to deal with it, like, just me. And then all of these people, like, go on, like, Discord and shit. Like, I never fucking even use my Discord. Like, every now and then I'll be like, hi. And I forget, like, even what servers I'm in. So, like, they'll go on Discord. And, like, I guess I'm on one of the servers where he was, like, freaking out. And I was like, I didn't even fucking see that shit. And so I'm like, I mean, if you're going to, like, just deal with it, just deal with it with the person that you have a problem with. But, a lot of it is, I need my pity party and I need to be relevant and all this shit. And I just don't give a fuck. So
yeah, I think the reason why, like, you get caught up in it more than others is that you're more, like, aggressive about it. Like, you're definitely not one to mince words with people. Like, you're kind of like the female Tonka when he gets mad. Like, he just, like, goes for it. He just goes for it. Like, there's no stopping him. And, like, I don't know. You like, maybe they started it, but you seem to end up finishing it in one way or another. And, like, it's just, I think, the way you go about things. Because, like, that stream was, like, la-di-da-di-da, and then you come in and you're like, look, motherfucker. I was like, oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah. You sent me a message like, "Oh my god, it's all going crazy." I was like, I'm in the pub drinking. I'm like, "Why? What's happening?" I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know.
It worked though. It put him on the back foot.
Yeah.
Because up until then, he'd kind of been controlling the conversation, and it's a tactic.
Well, it sounds like
from what I got, like I didn't like when he was talking, I didn't understand what the hell he did because he made it seem like people were saying he doxed, but he didn't dox, and that oh poor me and all this stuff, which I could see his point, but then like once everybody else came on, I kind of got more backstory. It's like, oh yeah, this guy's kind of sketchy and doing some weird stuff, and now he's trying to like kind of flip the script and make it about like, oh, poor me, but like really he did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the thing with that strategy is like you have to go for it or not, like, because if you back off, and like I'm a pretty compassionate person, and people who actually know me hit me up in DMs all the time when they're having an issue or what's going on, and like I'm an awesome listener, but if you piss me off, like I'm gonna let you know about it. I mean, Steve will tell you he pisses me off. I tell him. Mm-hmm. I'm not like, oh no, everything's fine. It's okay. I'm like, you pissed me off.
Can we have like an example of this? Can you tell me? I want to hear some domestic stuff.
Domestic stuff. Well, one time he told everybody that I don't like midgets, and I told him not to tell everybody that.
Do you not like midgets?
Oh no. See, you made it worse for yourself.
Look, she was angry about this.
It's already on Vulcan stream anyways.
What's wrong with
so
midgets?
there was an incident, and now I just can't even look at them.
Why? What did you do to a midget?
All right, so we have this thing where I live. It's called Halloween Horror Nights, right? And the local theme park decided to send some actors to university, and they were walking around like clowns or whatever. We also happen to have a rabid squirrel problem on that campus.
Sorry, my beard's stuck in my can.
Oh, that sucks.
I heard that.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Told you to trim that thing.
He's used to it.
Trim it.
He gets them stuck in bloke's zippers all the time.
I'm gonna trim it right now.
Trim it right now.
Yes, live on stream. Take it off.
Wait, you gotta present yourself. Present yourself.
Wait, I need my phone camera. I can't do it in the stream camera. I'm too grainy. Sorry. Go on, Ali. Carry on. Why do you despise midgets? Go.
So we had this like weird rabid squirrel problem because people were feeding the squirrels and they got very friendly and they would attack you for your food. So these actors are walking around and I'm sitting at a table with my friend, and under the table is a growling. Now, at the time I was working I was working at like a garden center, and so I had work boots, specifically steel-toed work boots to cut trees, and I'm wearing like khaki pants and like a work uniform. I'm sitting there waiting to go to class, and there's a growling under the table, so I freaked out and I just kicked out with my leg, and it was one of those actors, and it happened to be a midget, and I fucking belted him. Like, he had to be taken away on a stretcher, and he broke his jaw. Yeah, it was bad. Like, but to be fair, I did not know that was a human person. And, like, I feel terrible. But, like, yeah, so he, like, kind of rolled out and then tried to be, you know, in his actor mode. But there was blood everywhere, and I hit him under the chin into the top of the table, so he had a concussion, and he's, like, rolling around. They ended up taking him out on the stretcher, and I was just like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry, and, like, found out what hospital room he went to, and, like, sent him some flowers. So now anytime I see a midget, I can't, like, I cannot do it, because It's probably guilt, but like I feel terrible. So I'm like, oh God, and I fucking lose it. So
okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do it. I can't. It's gonna be so wonky. I need to do it in private. I'm sorry.
You cut like a couple pieces.
I don't trust
now
it.
Now you have like a half-trimmed mustache.
It's a very no. I've cut a tiny little bit off there, but it's okay. I'll get it sorted. I'll get it sorted.
You can't tell anyway. Just a massive bush.
So anyway, I told him because I'm like, please don't tell anyone, because like I don't like being repulsed, like physically disgusted, but and it's not right, and I get that it's my issue and that I'm a fuck up person. I get it, but like I was like, please don't tell anyone because this is horrible, and like it's horrible. And so I'm live on stream, and he just starts posting midget porn. At me.
One picture I tweeted, and I tagged you in it.
And I was like, are you fucking serious right now? Because like I opened it, I was like, oh, what's he posting? I opened it and I gagged. And they're like, are you okay? And I was like, fuck.
And then you guys are like, let's date.
Yes. For some reason.
But he knew I was mad at him for like a week. I like wouldn't even talk to him. I was like, I hate you forever.
So like,
why did you do that?
So midgets like physically repulse you. So
yeah.
What about? Can you watch The Hobbit? Is that okay?
Well, they're like regular people, aren't they?
Well, they're very small.
But they're more proportionate.
So it's all the proportions that freak you out. You know, like the big heads and stuff. And the little heads.
Can you watch Wizard of Oz?
Can you watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
What about the Oompa Loompas?
The Oompa Loompas? No, probably not. I haven't watched it since the incident, but I would imagine no.
Edinburgh says, I'm a really good person, but I also punched a midget because I didn't think he was human.
I didn't punch him, I kicked him. It's totally different.
Yeah. Hi, Ed. Hi, Clyde. Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
No, and like you have no idea how shitty I feel about it. Like, I felt terrible. But like, why is he crawling around under a table, growling at people?
I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, right?
Why?
Like, I didn't see him, so something was growling at me, so I just kind of like lashed out because it was scary. Which, good job, because that was his job. But
oh, that's why he was doing it. Just a midget doing his job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ahead.
Crawling around under tables. It's fucking awful. It is the most awful thing.
I bet Tevin doesn't hate midgets.
No, he's a really good person actually. So you know.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm liking this.
You're liking it. You're getting off to it.
No,
I underestimated her feelings towards midget. I mean, she told me, and I didn't quite take it in. So
you spread that around everywhere that she hates midgets.
No, I mean, if she didn't react, nobody would have been the wiser. But there you go.
But it's involuntary, and I'm telling you, it's because I just feel really bad. So like I can't even like look at a midget without feeling like I'm a shitty person. I like kick the fuck out of that guy for no reason. Like I was just scared. Like it's like, you know, when the guy pops out of the trash can and the other guy punches him in the face and he's just like, oh shit. Like it was just it was a fear reaction, and like, but seeing all of that blood and like there's blood on my pants. And I just was like, oh my God. And I'm like totally traumatized by it.
I mean, do you feel, when you see a midget, do you feel fear or a psychotic hatred towards it?
No, I don't feel hatred. I get sick. Like my physical reaction is like illness.
So what about a giant midget?
I don't know. Do they fit under tables? I think that's probably the issue.
Well, I don't know. I could fit under a table, I guess. But
and you have
standing up.
What if I was
standing up?
Someone was standing up.
What if I had like massive like head and small hands, but I was still 6 foot odd, would I repulse you?
No.
Okay. Well, I think it's
There's
important to
other
be
reasons why
specific.
you repulse people.
You gotta figure out where it is.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's just like, I honestly think it's just, I feel terrible about kicking that midget that was under the table, and so every time I see someone, I'm like, oh, because it was horrifying. I thought that I thought I killed him. I thought he was having a seizure, and like, I was like, oh god. And then they got
You could kill that midget.
Right, and then all the paramedics were there, and I'm just sitting there like, fuck, like I
Did
had
you
no
get
idea.
arrested or anything? Like, what'd they do to you?
No, I didn't get arrested.
Did they know
No, I
you
didn't.
did it?
How could I deny it? It was on my like, his blood was on my pants. I was just standing there in shock, and the cop was like, "Well, what happened?" And I was like, "I got scared," and then the director of the guys were like, "I told you not to crawl under tables," and I was just like, "What the fuck?" And my face was like all white, and I felt ill because I was like, I almost killed someone by accident, and I'm sure that the guy has like a family, and like he's gonna spend the rest of the day in the hospital. Like,
he wouldn't have had a family. He's a midget. Fuck.
They have families.
Well, maybe the odd one that gets like sympathy, family out of it. But so it's not like you're not disgusted and sickened by the midget. It's more your own guilt seeing you watch.
Yeah, it's more or less the fact that I feel like a horrible person for doing what I did.
Okay.
So it's like every midget, that midget.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Post-traumatic midget syndrome.
It's like, yeah, it's actually just
You should have talked her through this, Parsnip. You shouldn't have needed to do this.
Can't.
Yeah. Couples therapy stream now.
Yeah.
It's the rapey stream.
Ugh. The rapey.
The rapey.
Oh, I get it.
Get
it.
Roy is the rapist.
No, I'm not, guys. Okay, I might just chuck the link out to a couple people.
Sure.
If everybody's cool with that. I feel like we covered the drama, kind of, maybe.
I still have no idea what's going on, but
I think just to underline it, I think Ali said something along the lines of, this Tevin guy, he's a terrible person, harass him if possible. Grab the doctor.
Is this going to
That's
be...
the thing. Everybody keeps saying that he like threatened to dox me, and I'm like, that didn't happen. I don't know how many times I've had to correct people. I'm like, it didn't happen. Like, he did not threaten me. If he had threatened me, then I would have the DM or the whatever, and I would have posted that shit up. But that didn't happen. It happened to someone else.
Yeah.
Everybody go watch Tevin's Twitch. He's worked really hard on it. And he shows his tits.
He probably does. Who knows? Or watches.
He hates booby streamers. He's got integrity. Unlike the rest of us.
He wouldn't. I'm just over here clipping my nails like being snarky.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Really? You're clipping your nails too?
Yeah.
Synchronized nail clipping.
Oh, shit.
This is gonna be
grooming stream.
Awkward.
Sorry, guys. Let me just send this up. So, what do you think of midget streamers then?
I don't know. I've never seen one. I won't seek them out.
Ali, I like how you answer these questions so seriously.
What about but you'd be okay with like a midget that say was like a skeptic type YouTuber that used an avatar of a regular person?
I mean, they could use a midget avatar.
Oh, okay.
Or a parsnip.
Yeah, I just don't necessarily have to watch it. That's not,
Yeah.
Do you not like Celestial Parsnip because his face takes up his whole body and that's not very proportional? Looking
Yeah,
at
that's
his
why.
avatar right now.
I fit in certain places.
Sure you do.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. By the way, if you all better be subscribed who's watching this fucking thing right now, because we gotta get to 1,000. The country stream.
Yeah, the country stream beat us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They made a big deal out of it.
Beaten by Schmeckle. Fucking Schmeckle beat you. Seriously?
It's true. I kept meaning to advertise it on Viral, but I never did.
Piss
I might do. With this next video, I'm gonna shout the stream out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, go up by a couple hundred.
Maybe.
Okay. What's this video?
It's about feminist comedy.
Or lack thereof.
Yes. Just pointing out why feminists aren't very funny in general, or SJWs and stuff. Got some good examples downloaded. I think it'll be fun. I just need to think of a crazy sketch for it. We've not done a crazy sketch in a while.
Yeah.
Are you sending dick pics in DMs again?
No.
You better be. I'm waiting, Jason. Waiting.
I don't know if Ed can.
Not Roy, you.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Constantly. You know I am.
I know.
Ed, are you gonna come on?
Oh no, I just found it. Why am I so bad at the internet?
I don't know.
You're bad at everything.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Mm-hmm. Explain.
Shut up.
Mr. Hobo Man.
How come the one spot of your beard you trimmed looks like the longest spot on your face?
What do you mean? How's that possible?
Maybe it's the spot next to the spot you trimmed, so it looks longer than everything else because it's next to one tiny trim spot.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah. I've not seen it yet. I need to really do this, and I've been putting it off for ages, but now I have to do it because I can't really go out like this anymore.
Any excuse to stare into a mirror.
Yep, I force myself. I'm giving Clyde the link as well.
Yay, Clyde.
What? Why can't?
Ed's working.
Oh, cheers, Ed. Fuck.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna send Clyde the link right now. So what's been happening, everybody? Feminists are bad, right?
Yeah.
I actually I don't know if I ever told you about this, right? But my friend had an encounter with a crazy feminist in the pub.
What?
My friend had an encounter with an insane feminist in the pub, Scott. Right? You know about this, right, Dave?
Do I?
Probably. So, okay, so there's this sort of young girl at the bar, and this was before Scott had a girlfriend, right? And Scott's a friend I have. He's fucking insane, right? But he wasn't out of order in this instance. And he starts buying her drinks and chatting to her and stuff, and I'm just kind of not really getting involved because to me she just initially seemed a little bit insane. I'm like, oh, I don't know about this girl, man. He's like, it's all going good, Jay. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay. I just doxed my nickname. And fucking.
I wasn't even listening to you.
Oh, good. So he sat down and he's chatting with her, and they get onto the subject of feminism because she brings it up, right? And she's sort of, she does have like the dyed hair. You're right, Clyde. And,
hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
She's got like the dyed hair and the nose ring and all that stuff. And I don't know, the way she was acting, like alarm bells were ringing for me. And I remember going up to him and she started bringing up feminism. I'm like, Scott, just cut your losses. I'm like, go now. You're not going to get on with this woman. And he's like, no, it'd be good. I'm like, okay. And then he actually gathers the balls to be like, you know what? I don't entirely agree with feminism today. And she just fucking turns sour instantly, right? Just looks at him like he's a rapist. And she's like, what? So you don't like women? You don't want equality? And then my mate, like, he doesn't study this shit as much as me, I guess, in a lot of ways. So he didn't really know what to say to that. He was like, well, I do. And she's like, well, feminism just means equality. And he's like, I can see him searching, and he's like, okay, let's just not talk about feminism. Let's talk about movies. And she's like, all right. And you can tell, man, she's seen her ass. She looks like.
Do you like Ghostbusters?
I love that question. I love that question because somebody says, "Oh, you don't want equality." I say, Yeah, I do, but I don't think women are working hard enough. In my college class for automotive technician, there's only one out of like 16 students.
Mm-hmm.
Tell
I
me
love
about
your
it.
Harley hat, by the way. It's very cute.
Oh, cheers.
And anyway, right?
Got a
Okay,
friend
so
for
go
life
on.
now.
Some movies. Let's
Yeah,
talk about movies. Okay.
So Scott's like, "What films do you like?" And she's like, "I like
I like the new
Alien movie.
Ghostbusters. It was great.
I just made that joke,
no.
Clyde.
Oh, shit. I'm getting a beer. Give me a chance.
she brings up the Alien film. She's like, "Oh, I like Alien and Aliens and stuff." And Scott's like, "Oh yeah, they're really good films." And then she turns around to him. She's like, "You know, Sigourney Weaver's a feminist, right?" And then he's like, just right back to square one, right? And then she gets up and she goes in, storms off, right? And I'm like, "I told you, man. I told you." And then he's like, "I don't know what the fuck." And then I look, I'm like, "Whoa, Scott, she's talking to your boss," because he works in the bar. He was trying to chat her up in, right? So she's there talking to his boss, and I'm like, "Oh man, she's saying shit about you, Scott." And Scott's like, "What the fuck?" And he gets his drinks and he storms in, and then like she eventually just like fucking picks a pint up and she just walked out with the glass, just like. And we were talking to her. Yes.
What'd she tell the boss?
Well, she said like he was very sort of threatening towards me, and so yeah. And she was like he was misogynistic, and I can't believe you'd employ somebody like this. I just want to let you know this is what he's talking like to women about when he's not on the job and stuff.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, well, yeah. So like,
oh, you like that woman, or you like that movie? So and the woman's a feminist, and you're not into feminism. Like that's an argument. Come on. Oh, so you like most of the movies that came out of Hollywood? Guess what? Somebody in there's a rapist.
She's been in since, and I'll tell you some of the other dumb shit she said. But anyway, so I went on. You can find a review of her if you go on Google Maps and click on the pub. Right? She left a review. Okay, I won't.
People know the pub we go to.
Yeah, true. So I was like, it says like, you know, I was having a good time, and then I met this fucking bearded misogynist. Sat down.
Does it really?
Started. Yeah. He's like talking about like how he was like threatening or misogynistic or something. It said like my dad found it, and we were laughing because she kind of described Scott in the review, and I don't know, it was fucking funny. But I remember talking to other people in the pub. Like, did you ever meet that crazy feminist girl that comes in there? And one of them was like, yeah. Well, she started talking to me about how like the world's like incredibly backwards and wrong, and I'm like, why? What did she say? He's like, well, she finds it despicable that we can sell water, like bottled water, because it's a free sort of resource and vegetables. And I'm just like,
parsnips?
Yeah. I'm like, you know, someone worked to sort of bottle that water, though, right? You know, someone like you can have your vegetables for free and your water for free if you go and fucking collect it yourself and fucking farm the thing.
But that's a
she's
lot
like
of work, though, and like she wants to be treated equal, which means that she doesn't have to do the work because that's not equal. Someone else should do it because that's more equal.
She wants to put a
so shut
bucket
your
out,
mouth, be
collect
beautiful,
the rain.
and maybe a nice man will pick you up and take care of you the rest of your life.
That's
I'm sorry, but that's the option women have. Men don't have that option, right? Like women could just conform to the old ways, and it'll just go that way.
Yeah, I think we have more options because we can do that, or we could do whatever we want. Like people are like, oh, they don't have there's not enough girls in STEM. Well, nobody's barring you from it. If you want to do STEM, do STEM. Girls, though, like they don't want to do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, that's what it says on the outside of the buildings. It says no chicks allowed.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm in college right now, and I'm taking, automotive technology, and there is one woman there.
Yeah.
But out of the whole class, there's one woman, and I've been in 2 classes now, and that's the only time I've seen a woman.
I was a biology major, so I was in science, but like I never felt like dissuaded from it, even though most of the people in my classes were guys. It's like, oh, okay. And
it's just different ways of thinking, and like not everybody wants to do that.
Yeah, but the point I was trying to make is that women do have more options because we can go into whatever we want. Oh, hi Ed, I see you're on from work, and you just gotta mute yourself the whole time and listen.
Oh my god!
But yeah, we can totally rely on someone else. But what woman would like seek out a guy who's like, oh, I'm gonna have to take care of this guy? That's what I want. Some guy I'm gonna have to take care of. Like,
no, but that's not what women that want a home life look for. Like women
that's
look
what I'm
for
saying.
a strong male.
Like,
they'll look for someone who's a provider, who's gonna. But that's a prerogative, right? But the fact is that women do have that choice.
yeah, that's
Like
what I'm saying.
men typically don't have that choice.
That's exactly what I was saying. Like,
Yeah,
guys feel comfortable taking the provider role with women. Women don't feel comfortable doing that with men. So women could do both. Like, they could have a career and whatever they want as far as like work options or hobbies go, but they could also be a homemaker and just like figure whatever she wants to do at home out. So it's like we have more options.
You say that, Dave, but you know I'm with you for that sweet disability, right?
Yeah. Sweet disability money.
So true. So true.
I'm going to the toilet, guys.
Okay.
I'll be back.
But yeah, honestly, like talking to my
with you?
mom, I talked to my mom a while back, and she said, like, she disagreed with the whole feminism movement because she felt that, and this is like before, right?
Yeah.
Before third wave or any of that stuff. But she said what they were trying to do is eliminate the homemaker, like the wife that just wants to stay home and raise children and be a good mom and do all this stuff. They were trying to push women away from that, and she disagreed with it then. Mm-hmm. She says that it's just compounded on itself, and it's almost imploding at this point.
Yeah. Like,
well, see, what I don't get about feminists is like they'll tell you every woman's opinion is valued and every woman should be heard, but then you'll say, well, I don't support this idea, and they'll be like, shut up.
As long as you got the right opinion, their opinion.
Yeah. So you're like, so you're not really treating me equally either. You're worse than the men that I hang around who listen to me, because you're telling me to shut up. So
yeah, like I'd love to have
I'm oppressed by feminism.
I'd like to have a women's march and advocate for equality in deaths in the workplace and injuries in the workplace and things like that. I mean, I'll be right beside them if they're advocating all of that stuff.
Yeah, well, that's all job-based, like the type of job you take. Like, men choose more risky jobs on average than women, so therefore there are going to be more workplace-related injuries.
Yeah, but they would disagree with what you're saying right now, right? Like the third wave feminists. They would say, well, no, we should be able to do any kind of job. But typically, like, women don't choose these jobs, right? Mm-hmm. We take higher risks for higher pay. And you know what? We deserve it when we get the higher pay.
Yeah. I have a female garbage person on my route. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she's making just as much as the guys are. And she's doing the same shit they're doing. But I've never met a woman in the trades that makes less than the men in the trades.
I mean, it's really just merit based. So if you do good, you're gonna get paid good.
Yeah.
End of story.
Speaking of doing good or not doing good, I'd just like to point out that Edinburgh is a total fucking cunt, and he should go fuck himself.
Yep.
And I'm gonna come down.
Put my channel link in the description. I was in this.
I'm totally gonna steal Kristen from him.
He says, put my channel link in the description. I was in this.
I never put anybody's channel in the description, Ed, not even my own. I don't know what you want from me. I think guys are happy to conform to that sort of gender stereotypes. A lot of dudes happily conform to that.
So if you're going to go steal another woman, does that mean that we're broken up right now?
Yes, it does. They broke up on the stream, everybody.
I didn't say I was going to like date her or anything. I just said I'd steal her.
What are we going to do with her?
Away.
Polyamorous relationship. Fucking hell, my throat has gone crazy.
Jeez, I wonder why. Sucking all that dick. No, I just thought I'd tie her up in the woods somewhere and leave her for the bears.
That's nice.
Well, she deserves it. It's just Kristen. I'm joking. And so forth.
So, Clyde, you're Clyde, you're a big feminist, right?
I'm a big what?
Feminist, aren't you?
Oh yeah, massively.
Yeah.
Actually, in the
It's all
last
about
stream that
equality.
Dyer and I were in, we had Chrisiosity. She joined in. If you guys ever get the chance, go back and watch that. That was funny. Apparently, like I didn't know much about her, but I offended her a couple of times. I said faggot at one point. Didn't like that. And when we were comparing, how like men and with women differ on like how we relate with each other. Like, you know, men will just like, you know, insult each other all the time. And she said that women have this like stare that you just understand the stare. It means you're doing something wrong or something like that.
Yes.
And
what is the secret?
I was trying to explain it. She explained it better, I guess. But she was talking about the stare, and I was explaining how like out of place I would be in that scenario. So I said to her, I said, yeah, I would be totally out of place. I wouldn't know what to do. My first reaction would be to say to you, like, quit looking at me with lust in your eyes, sweetheart. She didn't like that either.
No.
I think you usually, like, if you're in a situation, a social situation, and two people stare at each other, like, you know, like, like, it's, you got a connection with them already. It's not just like I can do that with any woman in the street, and we know. We just mean that other random chick. We just know if we look at each other, like.
Yeah, she was saying that like in the workplace, like you get the stare that nobody else would give you, or something like that. Along those lines. I didn't get it, and I don't assume that I will get it.
Maybe it's just because she looks frumpy, and so people are like, "Oh gosh, that girl needs some new clothes."
Wait,
and I don't mean to misrepresent her if she was trying to say something different, but like at the same time, like I didn't get it because it's just not in my biology to do that.
Stop being homophobic. I'm pretty sure that's a lesbian thing that they do.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I've worked in environments with like women and like womanly kind of men, and I was just like, this is fucked. I can't.
I've worked in offices before. I've seen that stare. They sort of look at each other intently, and they both hold scissors up and they do this. Like, I get it. I know what you're doing.
I worked in a garage once. And we had this manager, and he was like, he's really into the like PC sort of shit and like the, what do you call it, HR sort of mentality. And if you ever did anything wrong in the shop,
so he was like a lot of fun.
Crap. So like, if I ever did anything wrong, or any other technician in the shop did anything wrong, you get called into his office, and periodically I get called into the office and be like, you know, this thing didn't work out so well. Do you want to talk about it? Is there anything you want to mention about the procedure? Maybe you didn't get right, or? And I straight up told him, I said, listen, man, I don't want to do this again. You shout at me, belittle me, make fun of me, whatever, but this is fucking like torture. I am not doing this again. Like, make fun of me, make me feel like an idiot, and then it's over, and I'll just get on with my job. This is a fucking gross waste of time.
Yeah. Well,
you're like offended.
Yeah,
I was just like, you fucking wasted my time, you fucking pissant. Like, get out of here and shout at me.
Oh, I found this somewhat humorous for some reason. But Dave, you came to an epiphany.
What?
You were like, you realized you have like no female friends in real life.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
And then,
all my friends
Ali,
are guys.
do you have female friends?
I do not. I have one.
I gotta say that I share that in common with both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Yay.
Like, I have female friends by proxy because they're my friends' wives.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I grew up playing a lot of sports, and I play ice hockey, so like I just kind of hang out with those guys.
She's a total Chad.
And yeah, I am a total Chad. And I mean, you're not allowed to get away with when somebody's like, oh, you blew that shift, you know, what happened? You took over the blue line, blah, 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 or like whatever they're chirping at you. By going, oh, that hurt my feelings. Because they're just like, okay, whatever, fag. I mean, like, it doesn't matter if I'm a girl or not. Like, that's just, there's no room for that.
We just don't know how to behave differently.
I grew up a lonely only child and went to an all-girls Catholic school, and I still have no female friends.
Yeah. So sorry for
girls are hard though, because like they don't tell you what's up. You know, like you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like I just don't have anything in common with like most women I meet. Like especially now that I'm like 34 years old, like me and other 34-year-old women don't really have much in common. I don't know.
Yeah. Just speaking of female friends, I'd just like to say Nazi.
There you go.
Yeah, Seeps has all the female friends.
Yeah.
See, I don't
want you to know he's a homosexual.
And here's the point. Like, I don't have to have a lot in common with my male friends. We find like common denominators, and then we work it out through that. Right? They're like, oh, so you know, and all dudes find this at some point. They'll get married, and then they're like, oh, my single friends aren't my friends anymore because there's this one common denominator that I need to have. Oh, you're married too. Okay. You're in a steady relationship at least. And then the common things are just like, yeah, my wife bitches at me. And everything else just comes. Like whether you're into cars or you're into whatever, you're like, most of it's just proximity. Hey,
but guys are typically easier because if you have it out with a guy and you're like screaming or bitching or whatever, like once you're done and it's all over, you can still be like, hey, you want to go grab a beer? And like, yeah. If you have that with a girl, they want to talk about it. You know, they're like, hey, you were pretty mad at me. Do you want to talk? No, I don't fucking want to talk. Like, I'm done. Like, it's over. Yeah, but let's rehash that. Come back to the couch. Let's have some wine and we'll talk about our feelings. And I'm just like, no.
That would be me. I'd be like, why are you freaking the fuck out? Like, I'm not like a yelling type person. Like, I'd be like, stop it. You're being absolutely ridiculous. Look at yourself right now. Like, if any of my friends do that, I say that. But
like in the moment.
Yeah, no, I tell them they're an idiot for freaking out in the moment.
You don't want to sit down later and have like a therapy session about it. Like, you know, you're like, does this make me look fat? And you're like, yeah, it kind of does. And then they're like, and they cry. And they're like, you're so mean. And you're like, you asked me for my opinion. What's wrong with you? And then
I guess I just don't get in any of these situations. That's why I don't have enough female friend experience to even know what these situations are.
And then afterwards, they're like, let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Like I had female friends actually break up with me like a boyfriend.
Yeah. We just
but nobody likes an honest person. Like, I'm gonna say this, like, even for guys, right? So, like, when I was growing up, there was a bunch of friends of mine that got into bands and stuff, and like, I like music. I like hearing music, and went out to a few of their shows, and they sucked, like straight up sucked. But all my friends were like, "Oh, you're so good, man! This is great!" And they all started getting like this huge ego. And I was like, I need to keep these guys in check. So they asked me like, "How were we?" I was like, yeah, well, your set was kind of shit, dude. Like, you didn't keep the time very well, and yeah, it just kind of like rambled off like an orchestra that just like got interrupted. And nobody likes to be told that they suck at anything.
Yeah,
except Roy.
Well, I mean,
it lives for it.
No, that's not true. Stop with the homo rock, please. I when I fall out with one of my guy friends, I think Clyde can probably attest to this. You just it's really simple. You just strip off and have a bit of a wrestle, and all the tension's gone after that. Like, you know,
totally.
Change your pants, and then you all meet back at the pub an hour later. Clyde, have you ever had like a fight with one of your male friends?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And over stupid shit too, like fucking. Oh, you bring my winter jacket with your cigarette. Fight. Like, see,
I don't think,
and like a good fight, but like,
I don't.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah. It's over quick, and you know you're back drinking again together. It's not a big deal.
See, I had a fight with one friend once, like like a physical. It was at a gas station, and we were just messing around. Like, Yeah, I think he like pushed me jokingly, and I like pushed him back, and we're just like laughing. And at some point, it just turned real for some reason.
Got
yeah,
your going.
Yeah,
And then
we
you're
ended
just
up
like, haha, lol. Hey, fuck you.
yeah, well, it's like I think it was one of them where I got like a shove that was a little bit hard, and I was like, okay, and then I shoved him harder, and before I know it, we're just rolling around on the floor with cars beeping at us and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Totally.
What friend was this?
He was called Sammy. Like I don't hang around with him anymore.
Okay.
Fucking like in about 5 minutes, we were both just playing games at mine again. Like
Yeah.
it was fine.
How old were you?
About
Not the mark.
14.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It was young. I don't know. I don't really have. I've lost my temper before and thrown things and shit at people, but I don't think I've never properly had a fight with anyone for a while.
What'd you
Except
throw?
like I have a fight with drumstick.
Was it at
Chicken
Scott?
drumstick or an actual stick for drumming?
We were arguing. We were arguing in band practice.
Was it Scott?
Yeah, it was Scott. Yeah. What was it over now? Oh yeah, we were doing a cover song, and I kicked in with the drums, and he's like, you're fucking playing too slow, and I'm just like, what? All right, let's go again. And then he's like, you're playing it too fucking slow, and I was like, no, I'm not, Scott, you dickhead. And he's like, yes, you are. I'm like, Scott, you start the song off, right? It starts off on his guitar, and I'm like, you're setting the pace. I can only come in at the same speed as you. I'm like, do you understand this? And he's like, no. He's like, I'm playing it right. I know how to play the song. And I'm like, right, play it again. He's like, okay. And he plays it way too slow. And I start drumming. He's like, too slow. I'm like, right, but does it fit with your guitar? And then he's like, and then he's like, he won't accept being wrong. Like, he wouldn't accept it. And I was just getting really pissed off because it was stupid. He'd been in a bad mood all day. I don't think he got any sleep, and he was out of weed. So like at one point, like I just stood up and I just launched my drumstick. Not like I don't think I was trying to hit him. I think I just threw it in his general direction, and it sort of just bounced off the wall. And then he threw his guitar on the floor, which was a terrible idea.
You were trying to put out his eye, weren't you?
No,
you were throwing it like a dart.
He had a really nice sort of white Telecaster, and he just fucking. I was like, oh my god! Even I was like, this has gone too far. And then like he stormed out. He's like, fuck you guys, I'm going. And then we're all just sat there, like me, fucking Lacey, and fake John, that is on this sometimes. We're all just looking at his guitar. It's like, he'll be back in about 5 minutes. Like, he just stormed back in, crying something. Okay.
Yeah, I've made a rule in my home that my drunk friends are not allowed to initiate arm wrestles. It never ends well.
Have you ever seen like those YouTube videos of people's like arms breaking?
I've never witnessed an arm break, but I've witnessed so many arm wrestles, and every party where there's an arm wrestle, it ends in two guys like fighting, and you're like, if somebody says let's have an arm wrestle, I just say no, and if they say it again, get the fuck out of my house. Get out of here. This is what happens. Fucking instigating bastard. You're not fucking starting a fight tonight.
It's hard. It's hard being a fucking alpha male. Not easy. You get into these situations all the time. I punched a man in town recently.
You did.
I hit his tooth. I don't know if you can see the thing.
Oh shit, that's still there.
Oh yeah, it's still there.
Oh my god, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh
yeah. It was actually quite deep. I've realized like the actual divot in my fucking knuckle.
No,
it literally like
scratching it so it doesn't go away.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, I didn't even notice until I was halfway home, really.
Need to get an AIDS test.
I've not got AIDS. He's not giving me AIDS. I'm good.
He might have given you AIDS.
He didn't. I'd feel it. I'd feel the AIDS.
No, you don't know. You don't get the AIDS until like years later.
Listen, Dave, we've just... I think I quashed the AIDS rumors.
Not since you punched the homeless dude. You gotta go get an AIDS test.
Okay. We don't know if he was homeless. You can't just go around saying I attack homeless people.
Well, tetanus at least. Get that shit
sorted,
son.
Fine, I'll go to the doctors. All right, I'll go to the doctors.
Okay, quick.
Yeah, I
gotta
mean,
do
you
it,
might
like,
want to get an
tomorrow.
antibiotic anyway, because
Can you? You can't get AIDS from punching somebody unless like their blood bleeds into your blood.
Like you punch him with your dick.
Tongue punching their fart box.
Can saliva transmit AIDS if you get it in blood?
I think but I think you need like some insane copious amount of it for that to happen. I don't think.
ask Annie. She knows about AIDS.
Annie knows all about AIDS. Speak
Yeah,
up.
Annie knows about AIDS.
Damn syringe punches.
Hey, Annie, can I get AIDS from punching a homeless man's tooth? He wasn't homeless, actually. A man's tooth.
You might catch homeless
man.
Was it on Canal Street?
It was on just behind.
So she says not an insane amount. No, but I don't know what that means. No, you can't get AIDS from someone's mouth.
No, it doesn't take an insane amount. You can get AIDS. Annie, can you get AIDS?
No, she says you're fine. You just have hepatitis.
Okay,
Roy, I'm looking at you right now thinking, I think you may have caught homeless.
I know. Let's see. You might be able to see my breath in here. Oh, hang on. Right, hang on. Let me present myself. I had my heater on. I've just turned it off like 5 minutes ago. So.
Oh, I can see it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you can't see it. It's kind of cold.
So, Ani, does he have AIDS or not? You said you don't need copious amount of blood. But, like, his tooth skinned his hand, and his hand bled.
Well, yeah.
The other guy would get AIDS. Definitely.
I love the way that you say hand. That's so cool.
I don't normally say it that way. I just say things weird all the time sometimes.
Roy is just made of AIDS.
No, I have very little to do with AIDS.
It's a homeless blood transfusion.
Tell them why you punched him.
Well, I was walking home, and this dude sort of sat there, on the edge of a parking lot down a side street, and it's about 2:30 in the morning, and he's like, "Yeah, mate, you got a fag?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." And then he shouted he said something at me, like, "Oh, fucking dickhead." He's like, "I know you've got one. Give me one," or some shit like that. And I was like, I don't have a cigarette. And I pulled out my fucking vape and showed it to him. And I was like, I don't smoke.
And he knew straight away that you were a faggot, and he got into a fight with you.
And he went for me. Well, I just put it in my pocket and then thought that'll prove it. That'll be the end of that. And as I turned around and walking off, he just like grabbed my left arm and fucking yanked me really hard. So as he kind of yanked me, I just span around, and I guess, I don't know, adrenaline just kicked in, and I just hit him as hard as I could straight away in the face, and he's just like made some dumb
shit
sound.
like that just happens sometimes. You can't.
Just made some dumb sound.
Was he a midget?
He's like, "Bleh," or something he said. Yeah. And they fell over, and I was like, "What?"
How would you spell that for the comic book, like the graphic novel?
BLEHHHHH.
Yeah, the best one was that one happened, right? And that one was like not that eventful. It was just that, and then I walked off. But there was an insane gay Asian man that groped me.
Yeah,
it had to be insane.
Yeah. I had some.
I
had chicken and chips, right? And I'm walking home with my chicken and chips in my hand, and I'm pretty fucking hungry. And
this is Middle Eastern Asian, not Asian, American Asian.
Or trans Asian.
American Asian.
American Asian.
Yeah, Middle Eastern, Pakistani.
I'm the only trans Asian allowed around here.
And anyway, yeah. So this guy.
Okay, hashtag Oriental. We need to bring Oriental back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than American Asian.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It is.
How about Oriental Asian?
Yeah.
Asian
When an American's talking about an Asian, I'm thinking Middle Eastern, and vice versa, I think. But this guy waddles over anyway, and I'm just, minding my own business with my chips and that. And what did he ask me? He asked me for a lighter. He's like, "Have you got a lighter?" I'm like, "Nah, sorry, mate." No. He asked me for directions. Directions, sorry. Yeah. He asked me for directions. That was it. And he's like, "Where's this street?" or some shit. And I knew where it was, so I'm talking to him. I'm like, okay, so you want to like go up the road there? And as I'm talking and trying to direct the guy, his hand just comes down and just a little up on my penis, right? just like a little one. And I'm like, maybe that was
You're laughing because that's your move.
Totally my move.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe that was an accident. So I keep talking, and I'm like, and you want to do a right on fucking whatever street, and then again it comes down like pop, like, and I'm like, maybe he's just like really drunk and stood close to me, and his arms kind of swaying a little bit. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt, right? And I keep going anyway, and then I do feel like an actual sort of bit of a grope, right? He's done it twice, and I've not reacted, and I guess that was the green light for him. And then he kind of actually like cups it a little bit, like, and I'm just like, okay. And I stopped talking, and I'm just like, what are you doing? He's like, what? He's like, nothing. He said so a long time. I was like, well, we'll have a good time. So, and I was like, look, I got a girlfriend, man. And then I remember he said to me, he's like, well, I've got a wife. And I was like, yeah. I was like,
so I'm just looking it up right now. It's I think chapter 22, verse 33 of the Talmud, Quranic verses for picking up dudes on the street.
Yeah, I'm sure it was all about. It was all about porn.
Quran.
Yeah, it's halal. It's halal.
Yeah.
That's good.
And Allah said, "Pop," but
just give a flick.
Yeah. So yeah, he comes in, and I'm just like, "What are you doing, man?" And he said, "I was like, got a girlfriend." He's like, "I got a wife." I'm like, "Okay," and I'm getting like annoyed now. Like I don't know. I was drunk and like I can feel like the blood sort of rushing to my head, and I'm getting a bit angry. And, like, yeah, and then he does it. I'm really angry, and I don't really know what to say to that "I've got a wife" thing. And then he does it again, right? And I remember smiling at him, right? I started smiling at him. I was like that, okay, because I know I'm about to hit him in the head now. I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking hit this guy if he does that one more time. And then he did it again. So I just punched him as hard as I could. And I remember I remember it annoyed me. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't drop my chicken and chips. I thought I dropped it. I didn't. I kept it all. That was a different time. Sorry. And like I fucking hit him, and he like I didn't hit him that hard. Like I hit him as hard as I possibly could, right? But not for the reaction. Like he literally dived like backwards into the middle of the road. Again, made a crazy sound. Like he hit the floor, and then he does about 4 rolls, right? So I'm on like the pavement, and he ends up landing near the opposite pavement. I just felt really strong for a minute. And I'm like, that was great. And then I just like he got up and he ran off down alleyway. I was like, okay. And I just went home.
Well, now you know all about that street harassment everybody's always talking about.
But I'm curious though. That's funny because is that a pickup tactic? Like, hey, how do I get to that? And then as soon as they raise their hand, you just like reach down and go tap tap on the balls.
I don't know.
Like, tap tap on the balls. You good? You good?
I know.
Ready for
a dodgy one?
Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
So if it's a girl that you're asking, do you turn your hand up? You know, do you like supinate it and like try to slip it in?
I don't know. It's weird as fuck.
How does street harassment work?
I don't know. It just sounds like the funniest way to pick up dudes.
People think you punch people all the time now, Roy.
Okay, that's what John says a lot. It's not like I don't. It doesn't happen that often. It happens maybe once a year, twice a year.
I'm saying that's what happens on my Twitter.
It's just, that's a lot.
That happens that frequently. Just a little rap a tap on the balls.
It's not always like a get it salt I'm fighting off. Sometimes it's something else. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's because I'm out late, right? I'm out late when everyone's fucking drunk and getting kicked out with bars, and I'm in the middle of town.
Yeah, I guess it is Saturday. Manchester, and you're not the instigator ever. To be fair,
I've never been. No. Dude, like the worst one was a dude just walked by and slapped me when I was outside the pub for no reason, and that just turned into a big fucking street brawl then. Yeah, I don't know. It seems to happen, but my dad is always warning me about a tactic. Someone's tried to do on him twice. He was talking about this the other day. He's like, Jay, he's like, if anyone asks you for a lighter, he's like,
Just did it again.
Dox yourself.
Jay.
Oh my god. He's like, because what they do is a couple people, right? They'll ask you for a lighter, and they want to mug you. And as soon as you go in, you put your strong arm into your pocket to grab a lighter. They'll just fucking hit you as hard as they can. Like so a bit of advice from Roy: don't give people lighters on the street at night. All right.
Yeah, no, I've just always known that you don't give anybody anything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the guy you punched was trying to do. Because you reached into your pocket, he's like, you got a cigarette. And he reached in your pocket and showed the vape, and you were putting your hand back in your pocket, and then he grabbed you. Maybe he was going to punch you before you punched him.
You know what? That could have been true. Yeah.
Could have been.
I got lightning fast reactions.
Maybe he was just trying to give you a little tap tap. You good? You good?
I don't know. I've had enough of that.
He ripped the heart off
never
your
get enough.
sleeve.
You wanna?
Sorry, Dave. I thought it sounded like you said he ripped the hard-on off your sleeve.
No, he ripped the heart off your sleeve.
He did. I had a little heart on my old jacket. He ripped it right off.
Oh, shit. All right, blokes and blokettes.
Yeah, it's late. I gotta work.
Yeah, let's go. Let's end this shit.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Sorry, Ed. I don't care. We're going. Bye, everybody.
Fuck you all.
Hang on. Can we just go down the line and everyone's give the closing thoughts? Parsnip.
My closing thoughts are: I wanted to finish my new video tonight, but I've been on 2 streams and I hate you all for it. So you're gonna have to wait until the weekend to get it.
It's not
Good
our
night, Sean.
fault.
Good night, Annie.
It's your fault.
Good night,
Totally your fault.
Drama whore.
Yeah.
Clyde.
Nobody cares about me, and if you thought about caring about me, forget that thought.
Don't arm wrestle in his house.
It's kind of tone alike.
Get out.
Day.
Yeah. Nothing.
What do you mean? Why
Down
do you
the
never
line.
take these seriously? You never take these seriously.
Who does?
You're like a host.
Don't give a fuck.
Okay, and the midget slayer.
I got nothing, man. It's so late.
Ugly Dogley.
Send her midget porn, everybody.
Oh no! You're making my life a